Hello, Leo. Elsie here to do your reading for the week ahead, my friends, my fire family. How are you? Thank you so much for clicking here. Thanks for dropping in. Let's take a look at it. We're going to look at some oracles, and then we will throw some tarot at it, see what comes up. I'm just going to ask what is the most important thing that is coming up for you in the week ahead. So the week ahead is around Valentine's Day for those of you who are interested. Let's see what comes up for you. It doesn't really matter to me what comes through. It's the most important thing that is for you, Leo. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Leo, please, for the week ahead. Tell me what's going on with Leo. Leo. We have emotional loss here, Leo. We have card number 5. Fives are a little bit of lack. So it feels like there is something that you're going through here in the week ahead, something that possibly you are feeling an emotional loss about. It could be a relationship, could be something to do with someone that you know. There's mental conflict here. Now, what I wanted to say is that the emotional loss can be in just about anything, right? It doesn't have to be in love, but I mean, take it as it resonates for you, whatever the situation is that you came here to try and get some information about. We have mental conflict. This is the Two of Swords for me, and it feels like there is something that you know that you have to make a decision about, something that you've been putting on the back burner. I want to say it's an important decision. You've been trying to figure out what to do. You haven't made a decision because you know that whatever decision you make that is best for you is going to end up in some sort of an emotional loss. So for some of you, it could be you're deciding between friends, or maybe you're deciding between the friends you have now and a new friend group. Maybe it is a love relationship for some of you, but it could also be a family thing that you know that if you tell them what you're going to tell them, that somebody is going to turn their back on you, or you feel like you're not going to be as close as you used to be. We have transformation. So the situation is going to change. Something is going to end so something else can begin. And that's the mental conflict. I feel like you have something that you need to bring to light, or something you have to say, something that you want to say to someone in the family that you've been hiding in the moon energy. It could be something that you have been scared to say out loud. And like I said, it could be love, could be family, could be a friend. But we have card number 13, which is transformation. The situation is going to transform, and it's never going to be the same as it ever was. It's going to either put a strain on the relationship or bring you closer together. But either way, I think you are in mental conflict about trying to bring something to the surface that you've done whatever you can to hide it. And maybe you're not hiding it essentially, but maybe it's something you haven't brought up because you know that once you say something, there might be people who might cut you off. There might be people who say, you know what, I didn't sign up for that amount. But it could transform the situation, which means that maybe they didn't know this about you, and maybe they're willing to accept it about you. Whatever it is. For some of you, you could be leaving your state or your province, or moving out of your parents' home or away from your family in order to do something. And you know that they're going to see it, as people in our lives who love us will, they'll check with themselves first. How is it going to make me feel if Leo moves away? But it feels like for some of you, it also could be something that you've been afraid to say because you're scared of losing someone. Scared of losing someone possibly, or scared of losing a job. Take it as it resonates. Let's talk about this emotional loss here. Tell me about the emotional loss for Leo in the week ahead, please. And if it's not a complete emotional loss, it feels like you think people will change their mind about how they see you. We do have the Ten of Wands, and you've been carrying this around for a long time. It does feel like for some of you, it could be possibly a sexual preference, that maybe you've decided, that it's time, I just got to come clean with the person I'm with, or the person, people in my family, or a friend. It feels like whatever it is, you feel like they are not going to agree with it here. Mental conflict has the Nine of Cups. So I want to say that although you are in mental conflict and you have a block and you haven't made a decision, it feels like you can't make a decision. You're going back and forth, card number 2. But it feels like it is a Nine of Cups situation. I'm going to say that should you decide to say it, or should you decide to tell people whatever you're going to tell people, I feel like the Nine of Cups energy is what you're going to be met with. I feel like people are going to be happy for you. I feel like they're going to be happy for you that you are being authentic, you are acting authentic, that you've decided that if you're going to make a move out of state or out of province, out of the country possibly, that they feel like, yeah, go ahead and do it. It is something that's going to be good for you. That means it's going to be good for us. So I feel like whatever your mental conflict is, I want to say that that's on you, because it feels like it is going to end up in a good situation for you. We do have the High Priestess here, who's also card number 2, by the way. And we do have somebody here who is really using their intuition. I feel like you've been very quiet through some sort of a transformative moment next week. So I feel like in the middle of next week, Leo, that you're still sort of caught in this mental anguish. I think that it's going to work out better than you think it is, but you're the one in mental conflict. Yeah, I'm hearing Joy Oladokin, and she says, look up. Somebody loves you. Look up. It's all in your head. Look up. No matter what, trouble's always going to be there. It's always going to be there, but look up. So it feels like sometimes you feel like your life's a broken roller coaster, 1,000 useless moving parts. She says in the chorus, she says, look up, you tell yourself it's raining, but the clouds are in your head, Leo. So you tell yourself it's raining, but the clouds are in your head. And I want to say that that's basically what it feels like here. It's like you are stuck in your head about something that you think is a bigger deal than it is, or you're making it a bigger deal in your head. We do have the 6 of Swords. Whatever happens here, there will be movement in the future. I just want to pull a couple of cards from this Sign of the Times deck. And so these cards here are for the week ahead, but I do want to give you a little bit of energy, a little bit further to that. So possibly the week ahead of the 14th of February. Tell me about that energy, please, for Leo. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We do have the Star, Divine Guidance. So listen to your gut. That's what this is here. I feel like you're supposed to listen to your gut. We do have Abundance. I feel like it's going to work out. I feel like everything is going to work out the way that you need it to work out, or the way that you hoped it would work out. You might be receiving angel numbers at this time, Leo. So if you are trying to make a decision and you are experiencing angel numbers, and what I mean by that is numbers that repeat or numbers that are in an odd way, like 1515. And I mean, it could be the 1s and the 2s and the 3s that repeat 3 times on the clock. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if it shows up in a weird place, like on a receipt. We've got 1212 here. We've got 272. We also have guest 1, table 1. Do you know what I mean? Like, it feels like it's in weird places, on a card tag, on a billboard, on the door of a store that you walk into. It feels like it could be on a receipt. But I want to say, if you are receiving angel numbers at this time, it's because the universe is telling you it's time to make a decision. Now, when you do see an angel number, my friend, please look around. What are you doing right now? What are you thinking about? Who are you with? What's the situation? And whatever number comes in at that time, then you go look that up and find out what that means. And it will be according to whatever situation you're in. All right. Tell me about this 10 of Wands. We've got the 9 of Wands. Okay, so you are dropping burdens. I want to say that you are dropping burdens here. The 10 of Wands is something that has burdened you. You've been carrying it around for a long time, but I want to say that it's almost time for you to drop those burdens. You can see that there is a place in the future here. This person's looking at this place here. We do have 2 wands that are dropping out here, so I want to say that this person is up for the adventure. I feel like you are up for the adventure, my friend. We do have a lot of wands here. You are a fire sign after all, but we do have the 9 of Wands, which tells me you're the wounded warrior, and you just don't want to take one more hit, right? You just don't want to have to do that again, because you've already been in the 9 of Wands. You are the wounded warrior. You're a little bit exhausted, but you're resilient, and you will keep moving. Whatever tried to kill you only made you stronger, right? We do have the Ace of Wands. There is going to be a new, exciting beginning here, possibly creative beginning. I think that the emotional loss is on your side. I feel like you're in this energy of you feeling like if you speak up or make a decision to do something you've always wanted to do, that, you know, people are going to come at you with the 5 of Wands. And the 5 of Wands is competition, hesitation. It's also beating yourself up inside. So I feel like you are going to have victory. We do have 6 wands here. I feel like, you know, the 6 of Wands is is victory after the fight. And I feel like this is the fight. I feel like you've been in the fight of your life for a very long time, and you've been, I want to say that you've been running on empty. Like running on empty because you're trying to please everybody. And now this is a time here where you have a moment to sit with yourself and decide what the decision is you're going to make. Whatever decision you make is going to transform the situation. So I feel like it's really important for you to use that fire energy to make some sort of a decision, an important decision in the week ahead. And I want to say it's going to be fine because trouble's always going to be there. Look up. Somebody loves you. Look up is what Joy Oladokin says in her song. If you want to look it up, it is called Look Up. So tell me about the Nine of Cups, please. Tell me about the Nine of Cups for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. What is this mental conflict here? That's interesting because the mental conflict card I see is the Two of Swords, and the Two of Swords popped up. So the universe says, I said what I said, Leo. You are stuck in your head. And I want to just say here, like you're stuck in your head and you don't see the situation for what it is. And I feel like the situation is actually quite good comparatively to what you're thinking of. I think you're making it a little bit catastrophic in your head. I also want to say that with your eyes covered, you're forced to use all of your other senses, right? You're forced to feel your emotions. You're forced to feel the energy of this full moon. Now, for some of you, maybe you are making a decision around the full moon. The full moon, I believe, is on the 24th or the 25th of February, and it is about the ending of things, right? But first, on the 10th, we're going to go through the new moon, which is if you have new intentions, you should set them there. So possibly you set the intention on the new moon and you make the decision on the full moon. We do have the Magician in the reverse. So I feel like you feel that if you open your mouth and say this, make a decision, take off the blindfold, that other people are going to see you as manipulative, or other people are going to try and manipulate you to do the things you don't want to do. Now, because the Nine of Cups is here, I feel like with the Magician in the reverse, that you almost feel like that when you do decide to make the decision to say something, that other people might see you as manipulative, trying to win their praises to get on the other side. But I want to say that it almost feels as though with the Magician and the Empress here, that somebody who is an Empress in your life, so it could be a mother or a sister, this is feminine leaning energy, but please understand, don't get too caught up with the picture on the card because this person both has masculine and feminine energy, but they are feminine leaning. So I want to say that that maybe with the Magician in the reverse, to me, it's always manipulation, and that's why you're stuck in your head. And the Empress being here could be someone who you really adore, someone who you see as abundant, someone that you really respect, someone who kind of you see them as having it all together. This could be a friend, this could be a mother, a sister, a grandmother, but it feels like the Empress energy here, it feels like you feel you might be letting somebody down should you decide to get out of the Two of Swords and say something. That maybe this person might feel that you're trying to manipulate them to think or feel a certain way. But I want to say that they love you. That this group of people, if it's your family or a lover or somebody you're dating or whatever, this person really sees you as the Nine of Cups. They see you as someone who has been avoiding taking charge of your own life. This also could be somebody who you're in love with, right? This could be someone who you are in love with, someone you haven't made a decision about, and someone that you have manipulated in the past or feels manipulated by you. We do have the Seven of Wands here. I feel like you are the person who has something hiding behind the door. I feel like you're protecting something here. And I don't know what that is that you're protecting. You'll know better than I. But we do have 6 wands here again. We found 6 wands here. Again, another indication, 6 wands and 1 in the hand, right? I want to say there's 6 wands here and 1 in the hand, right? There's 6 wands across the bottom here and 1 in the hand. So it does feel like you are trying to protect something that's behind the door that you've been hiding, that you don't really want to tell anybody about. But I feel like, it's coming to an end. I feel like the Tower is here because it is time for you to speak up. It's time for you to change your life. It's time for an upheaval and a change, transformation. It's time for you to come out as the Emperor here. And I feel like you need to show somebody all that you are. We do have the feminine leaning energy. We have the masculine leaning energy. This could be a love match. This is the mother and the father of the deck, though. So you could be thinking about having to tell mom and dad something. It could be that for some of you. But we do have the Emperor and the Empress who are the perfect matches for each other energetically. I feel like if you are the Emperor, I feel like you are the one who's having some type of realization that you can't hide things forever. And I think that what you're blocking yourself from, or whilst you're standing your ground and not wanting to take off the blindfold and trying to keep things under wraps, or you've got some sort of a block, I feel that what you're blocking is happiness here. You're blocking your wish fulfillment. You're blocking happiness. And so whether that happiness is because somebody agrees with the decision you're making, or if you are in love with someone and you've been hiding something behind the door that you don't want them to know, I feel like you're going to be having some sort of a realization about what to do next. Tell me about the Tower, please, for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We have the Hanged Man, we have the Four of Pentacles, and the Judgment card. You're making a really big decision about something that you've been holding down or holding on to. You've been shut down, shut off, not really saying anything, holding on to, I'm going to make this decision. I will, but I'll make it in my own time. And that is you, Leo, right? You don't like when people put your back against the wall. You don't like when people throw things at you right away. You want to take it away and think about it. You want to have your own time to think about it. You don't want to be pushed into any sort of situation. So I feel like you're right now in a situation, not right now, but in the week ahead, in the center of the week, I feel like you are thinking about making some sort of sacrifice. And the sacrifice to you, I feel, is the Two of Swords, that you're going to come out of the Two of Swords and you're going to speak to the Empress, or you're going to say, sorry, if you felt like I manipulated you and wasn't telling you anything and I was holding everything back and not speaking with you. So I do feel like you have been holding on to, I will speak to this person. I will make a decision about this thing. And I feel like at the end of the week, it does feel like, although you are still quiet by the end of the week and not saying anything about whatever it is that's going on here, you can tell me in the comments if you want to, whatever's going on here. But we do have the High Priestess, who is Piscean energy, and then we have Scorpio energy here. We also have Taurus and Libra. We have Aries. We have Virgo and Pisces, more Pisces energy. And we have, of course, Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. So I think that the transformation is going to be in your spirituality, or it's going to be that that this transformation, what's coming to an end, is your silence. I think you're about to speak out whatever it is you wanted to say. Tell me why the High Priestess is here. I feel like your gut's been telling you it's okay. Look, we talked about the Six of Wands twice, and there it is, right? So you are going to have victory, my friend. I feel like you come to a realization in this transformative energy that you will have the victory. I know you've been through a lot, my friend, but I feel like you will have people cheering you on. I feel like whatever it is that you need to say to the person you love, or to your parents, or to whoever this situation is about, I feel like these people are going to be on your side and they are going to cheer you on. I want to say here, we do have the Knight of Pentacles, and they're going to say, why did it take you so long to tell us? And I feel like this Knight of Pentacles and the King here tells me that you're very slow to be truthful, to be honest, that you were holding it under the surface. You had to look at all the details. It's like you were you're very worried or scared that it wasn't going to work out if you didn't go slow. You could have Virgo in the chart. You could be someone who is a Leo Virgo cusp, right? Or you could have Virgo somewhere in your chart. Maybe you have Aquarius, right? That's who this king is, but also Gemini and Libra. This is a general reading. So I feel like you've been very slow to open up to people and tell them exactly how you feel about the situation. And I feel like it's going to be far more abundant, because it is divine timing that you get some balance here, right? We do have 2 3s, and the 3s are about sort of, it's kind of like it's a growth spurt or a new journey. It's moving along the way. You're on the right path, I want to say. So I feel like by the week's end, you're thinking about speaking up to somebody, being very honest and transparent. I feel like you're going to take charge of the situation and do what's best for everyone involved. Tell me about what is coming up here. We do have card number 25, which is a 7. I feel like the universe is going to throw you a bone here. The 7 for me is heaven. It's about divine interventions. And then we do have divine guidance here. Tell me what's coming up in the 3rd week of February, please, for Leo. All right, no more worry. I like it. Look, we have no more worry. We have the 9 of Swords in the reverse. Not worrying about it any longer. Knowing that, you know, you're probably, whatever you're about to say, reveal, do, whatever it is that is going on here, you know, you can't expect everybody to be on your side. And that's the truth. Some of these people here, you're going to have to move on from. Because once you do speak your truth here, 5 and 1 is 6, you're going to end up moving on from some of these people. I'm not going to lie to you. Some of these people are not going to like your situation. They're not going to agree with your situation, and it is going to come to an end with them. But being authentic is worth it. Living an authentic life is worth it. Being honest with people in your life is worth it. It totally is worth it. Now, I feel like that some of these people you are going to move on from, but guess what? You're moving on to victory. So the ones who don't agree with you, the ones that you cannot get even ground with, the ones that throw down their swords and say, hell with you, I'm leaving, you're going to be moving away from them at a rapid pace, but you're going to have victory, because once you get these energies balanced, feminine and masculine, there's nothing that's going to stop you here. So we do have the end of worry. We have abundance and we have divine guidance. It is time. The universe is blessing you with abundance. It's time to open your mouth. It's time to heal. The star is here. Divine guidance is here. And it is time for you to say what you need to say. John Mayer, that's the song. Say what you need to say, right? Always choose to be authentic. The king would have it no other way. All right. There it is. You become a student of the game, my friend. A student of the game, and you start rebuilding here. You start making new friends. And when you're honest with yourself, when you say the things that you want to say, no matter how small it might be, this is a child, you start making new friends. You find your tribe, right? Maybe even find some love. It is the beginning of loving yourself with that Ace of Cups, for sure. And it doesn't matter at that point. It doesn't matter if anybody is in your life, as long as you love yourself. I'm going to go, Leo. Thank you so much for being here. And I'll be back, because I'm always back. You guys know that I am. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.